Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about how to connect and align with nature. So connecting to nature and aligning with nature are actually two different things, but they're very closely related, obviously. I talk about these a lot and I've made multiple articles and videos about this, and I decided that I wanted to put together a little collection of all the information that I know about how to connect to nature and how to align with nature. So what I did was I created this downloadable PDF, and think of it like a mini course. It's really everything that I know about this subject. So what does this contain? This has links to nature-based articles. There's like 5 of them. Links to 2 video lessons taken from my online course, Holistic Lifestyle Basics. A printable worksheet, which includes a weekly checklist and nature activity ideas. 2 printable nature-based image affirmations, a 10% discount for my Etsy shop on these 2 recommended nature-based products, but the discount is good for the whole shop. And then also pages of links to stay connected and to learn more. So what I want to talk about in this video, I do want to go a little bit into why this is so important. If you have been following me for any length of time, you know how crucial it is to be connected to nature. So this provides many physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. And aligning your lifestyle with nature also does. These are 2 different things, and I'll describe how they work in a minute. But they're so crucial to living a holistic lifestyle because they really form the foundation of health. Because we are nature and we need to be connected to it and aligned with it in order to stay healthy. Many of the reasons why people are not healthy is because of a disconnect from nature, a disconnect from the cycles and the rhythms. So what does it mean to be connected to nature? This doesn't mean just looking out the window once in a while. It doesn't mean, you're on your way to work, you get out of your car and you run up to the building and you glance up at the sky and the tree and then you go in. That is not having a connection to nature. You can't simply be aware that it exists. What you need for a connection is, it needs to reach your soul. It really needs to become part of you. So basically, when you are disconnected from nature, you might not actually know that you have the problem. And this is where the article on nature deficit disorder goes into this. You might not know that you have this, but you probably do, because most people do. Most adults and even many children have nature deficit disorder. This causes mood disturbances, anxiety, all sorts of things. So you really don't want to get to the point where you're suffering from that lack of connection without even knowing that you have the lack of connection. It's one of those sneaky things that doesn't really give you symptoms that it's not like you're not gonna be like, oh, my anxiety is from not being in nature. You're just gonna think that there's something wrong with you. You're not gonna know what the cause was. But most of the time, people are not going to be healthy if they don't have this connection with nature. So having a connection with nature involves, of course, being in nature. And I have heard many times that the minimum recommended amount of time each week is about 2 hours that you should be in nature. So if you live in a heavily cemented area, such as a downtown, or a high rise where there's not any trees or grass, that's, you probably, I would guarantee that you have this problem without even realizing it. Unless you do go out of your way to spend time in nature. So if you go camping a lot, if you go hiking a lot, if you go to your closest park on a regular basis, that's good. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about aligning with nature. So aligning with nature's cycles and the rhythms. So there are 3 different rhythms of nature that we must be in alignment with. The first one is the daily cycles, which is the circadian rhythm. The second one is the monthly cycles, which is the moon phases. And the third one is yearly cycles, which are the seasons. So to align with these, involves many things, and I go into all of these things in one of the videos. So to make it brief for now, you need to, well, you know, when I say need, a lot of people are going to right away get defensive and say, well, I work the overnight shift. What am I supposed to do when I can't be in line with the daily cycles? Or I live in the South where we don't get winter. What happens then? Or, you know, if you're a man, you might not connect to the monthly cycles like women do. I go into all that in the video, but basically what you want is to do as much as you possibly can. And don't just say, I can't do any of it, so I'm not even going to try. Because there's a lot of different things that you can do. You don't have to do everything. So it's the closest you can be in alignment with nature, the better, of course. But like I said, it's not a perfect sign. Nobody's perfect. Like, I even have issues with waking up early. They say that you should be waking up between 4 and 6 a.m. And I can guarantee that most of you listening to this are not getting up at 4 a.m. And if you are, it's probably just because you have to work early and you're not choosing to get up that early. But that's only one of the things. And there's ways to get around that, like using a sun lamp. There's just a lot. So yeah, don't worry too much about if your lifestyle isn't perfectly aligned with nature, because nobody's is. So there's that. But this will help you get as close to that as you possibly can. So now I'm actually going to show you what's in this. I'm going to open it up. This is a PDF download, like I said. So this is something that is very accessible. You can open this on your phone, on your tablet, or your computer. So it's 8 pages. The first page here lists the articles. The articles are how to connect to nature, and that's a basic, you know, summary of everything I'm talking about. It doesn't go too deep into it though. What is nature deficit disorder? And that talks about what I just said. What I think most people have this. The connection between spirituality and nature, and that's a good one for any of you out there who consider themselves spiritual or are really into the spiritual aspect of holistic wellness like I am. The 7 reasons why camping is healthy. So that's one of my favorite hobbies to do, and there are 7 reasons that I have found, there's probably more, why it is one of the healthiest things that you can do. And then how earthing can improve your health. Earthing is another way of saying grounding, because you're connecting with the earth with your bare feet. So that article goes into that. And then the videos here are connecting with nature and aligning to nature's cycles. Like I said, those are both over a half an hour long, or close to it anyway. And so those contain most of the in-depth information. And then there's a printable worksheet on the next page, but I also have the link here to the podcast episode. So all of my podcast episodes are loosely based on my blog posts, so that I kind of use them as a base point, and then I just kind of talk casually. So there's going to be different information in that as there was in the article. So I like to give people that option too. Here's the printable worksheet. Here's where you write down how much time you spent in nature. It's a good way to track it, how well you're doing, and it goes week to week. So you can print a new one of these every week, and then you can write down the things that you did in nature that day. Because if you're anything like me, maybe you want to have a little variety. You don't want to do the same thing for 4 days in a row and then not do it again for a month. You kind of want to have a good rotation so you can enjoy a variety of all these things. So here is the ideas for connecting to nature. That's just some of them. This is what I could fit on the page, but I go through more of those in the videos. Here's the affirmations. So these are just a fun little thing I added. These came from my printable affirmation cards that I also sell in my Etsy shop. So these are just a fun little thing to print out. And what I do is I print them on sticker paper. So that way when it comes out, I just have to cut it out. And then I just stick it in my journals. I use them in my journals, or, I have one on my laptop. I just stick them wherever you could want stickers. Or you could just print them off on regular paper and put them in a frame. These are nice to put on your desk or wherever you would be able to see affirmations. You could stick them on your refrigerator. So the last couple pages in this, I can't really show you because they actually contain the 10% discount. There's also a 10% discount for my Etsy shop, and so I give the code to that on those last couple pages. Well, you can see them here a little bit. So I also give recommendations for 2 of my nature-based products. One of them is a garden planner, because gardening is by far, that's probably almost as healthy as, maybe it's about equally healthy as camping. And one of these days I'll write an article about gardening, but so to help you garden better, to plan it, that's what that's for. And then the walking log, that is a planner journal log book for to help you walk more, to help you track your walking. That even works for hiking or running. So any type of activity outside with your legs. So those are 2 that I recommend. Now that discount goes for the entire Etsy shop, not just those 2 products. I just recommend those because they are the ones that are related to nature, of course. So I will leave a link down below in the description if you want to click right on through and get that, and you can download it right away. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and have a good day.